right, any questions or comments?
None.
Okay. Student representative report?
Tino?
Yes, I'm just pulling it up.
Robert couldn't join us tonight, so Mr. Tino's just gonna review it.
Okay, barbecue fundraiser. International Club had a barbecue fundraiser on Halloween. The meals were $15 a piece and consisted of half a chicken, salt, potatoes, baked beans, dinner roll, and homemade cookies. And there's a picture of the flyer that was used. They did completely sell out, which is good. I didn't get one, which is bad, but other than that, it was overall very successful. Senior college meetings. Mr. Schaff, Horrender, and Parker took all their seniors down to the auditorium to kind of talk about different college and career paths. Basically gave an open forum to kind of receive questions and see. We've had a lot of seniors just kind of, worried about what comes next. So we wanted to start bringing them together and talking about some important things, and also leave the floor open. It's the first time they did it, but it's not going to be the last. Robert sent out a survey to all the seniors and say, like, what else do you want to know? And they're going to do some seminars based around whatever they all asked for. Ms. Migelski also stopped up a few days after the meeting and talked over some of the points and kind of where we go from the future. Robert releases monthly student surveys. His November survey, he wanted to make a simple survey to try to increase participation too, hopefully make it a little shorter, more people participate. And basically, he had a list of events from previous surveys about things kids might want to do as after school activities. And it was very simple. What's the first thing you want to do? What's the second thing you want to do? What's the third thing you want to do? And just kind of tallied the results. School bonfires was the number one choice with 71 votes. I said, I don't know if that's possible, but the other two definitely were possible. Movie night came in second with 39 votes, and a small concert came in third with 30 votes. Robert wasn't really sure what a small concert meant, so I don't know if it means like ask Mr. Field to have the band or we get like a local band. So he's going to try to clarify that so we can see what that looks like, and also look into other entertainment things. Him and I talked about maybe getting a stand-up comic, and if kids would want to come to see that. So that's stuff we'll kind of do for future surveys. Senior night, we went against Warrensburg. We lost 26-48, but our kids played a great game. Our team put up the most points against Warrensburg. I think they're the second-ranked team in New York State. So it's a fantastic game, and we did better against them than anyone else. But nonetheless, so it was a good senior night, and our boys are proud of how they did, even though we didn't win the game.
All right, NSBA conference.
Yes, Dr. Brody went to the NSBA conference, which is the New York State School Boards Association, and he gave a little report. We went over this in our meeting on Friday, and just to kind of summarize it, he just took out some things that he went to for the seminars, and the first one he was talking about was the use of a program called Passport for Good, which talks about student participation, civic engagement, different things you can do for your resume. And for the most part, we kind of have this. We have X2 Vol for all of our volunteer work, and we have Naviance, which does a lot of the student participation, resumes, letters of recommendation, stuff to do on careers. So Passport for Good is kind of like another program, but we have kind of both of them in one with the two programs that we have already. So let's go on to the next thing here. Talked about how can we form groups to collaborate on common issues, goals, and objectives. There was a seminar I talked about 3 steps to advocacy, which focused on motivation, interaction, and implementation. And he gave an example of a book challenge that the district had. And they gave each board member 5 minutes to give their opinion and 2 more minutes for a follow-up. Then they voted not to ban the book. So he was just kind of talking about how to work advocacy in the district. And just some other things that the district did. And one take-home he had was a financial reality fair for the students. And we're going to be doing something with Broadview. It's called Mad City Money in March, where they actually come in and they set up like a mini city. And the students go through buying a car, a house, getting a job, savings accounts, and they actually make it look like make it feel like a real situation that happens, in an everyday world. And we'd have to get some volunteers. They would set up these areas in the gym, and the students go through like it would be a day in the life of an adult, and that we all go through. So kind of excited about doing that. We're looking to probably do it at half day in March. And we'll talk a little bit more about it. So kind of funny that he said that because we already kind of had it in the works. He talked also about elevating scholar voice through culturally and linguistically responsive programs. Let me just pick out some of the areas. He wanted to just make sure that this was given to the social studies teachers, and he was going to reach out to them and talk to them a little bit about it. Seal of civic readiness and practice. We have a seal of civic readiness here for our students too, something New York State came up with 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah, it really became implemented last year.
And this is just an example of how one school district is doing it, and we have that built into our district now as well. There was another seminar on equity, inclusivity, and diversity, and they talked about having school districts reach out to this BOCES to talk about the DEI efforts that each district is doing. And just to let you know, I'm on a state committee for DEI, so I report out to the stuff that we're doing on the state level, and I think that state level committee, the person who's now in charge at the state level, the New York State Education Department, reports to this BOCES as well. So indirectly, we're doing that already with my part of that committee. And then conversation with senior staff. Let's see, not so much that one, but he wanted to talk about the zero emissions electric school bus transition. If you may not be aware, New York State said by 2035 that all passenger vehicles must be electric. That includes school buses, that includes vans, that includes trucks. And by 2027, every vehicle that's purchased as a bus must be zero emission. And they talked about how this could possibly happen. And our energy manager will be speaking a little bit about this later. It's a lot tougher than people think, and he'll explain how that goes. They talk about a lot of funding out there, but it's really not what it's cracked up to be. A new bus costs $440,000, plus $50,000 for a charger, plus $50,000 to put the charger in, as opposed to $130,000 right now for a non-electric bus. So where the state may give you $350,000 to help you buy a new bus, where do you come up with the other $200,000 to finish the task? Not to mention the bus is 2,000 pounds heavier than a normal bus, so I don't know if it will go on the lifts or some of our back roads. And it's amortized over 12 years as opposed to 5 years. You only get the aid back over 12 years as opposed to 5. You say, what is that? Well, if you're 80% aidable and a bus is $400,000, you get $320,000 back from the state. That was over 5 years. That built our reserve to buy new buses. If that happens over 12 years, it's going to be very tough to build that reserve to keep buying new buses. So there's a lot of unanswered questions, but Fran will talk about that a little bit later. And then he just talked about the keynote speaker, which was about the power of mentorship, which again is great because we have a mentoring program here for both our faculty, staff, and our students. So we just wanted to kind of talk about that. If you had any questions, reach out to Mark about that, and he'll follow up with some more information later. Sound good? Mm-hmm. Go ahead. All right, it's to me again. I just want to first remind people of a couple things that are coming up. December 6th, we're going to dedicate a plaque and put it in our gym for Stevie McPhail, a student that went here in the 80s, who was the manager for our basketball programs and our football programs, and was the face of our athletic programs. He passed away this year, and we're going to put up a plaque and a dedication for him in our gym. He meant a lot to the district and a lot to our programs. We want to make sure he's forever remembered here. We had our first What's New Canjo, which our student, was it?
Eliza.
Eliza did a phenomenal job. She narrated it. It's on our website. Can we show that?
Sure.
really great job. So what we're gonna do every month is do something like What's New Canjo, and just let the community know the great stuff that's going on in our schools. From the new furniture, to the new settings, to AP courses and college course offerings, to our security upgrades, to just a host of things that go on here, our clubs and our activities. And we want to make sure the community knows. And again, she did a really great job of narrating it, and our communication specialist did a great job of putting the whole thing together. So as she's pulling that up, I'll just do a couple more reminders. Congratulations to the Company of Song, who sang at the Utica hockey game. Phenomenal job. Anybody here who sang? Awesome job. Congratulations with that. Excellent. And they asked them to come back already, which that's a good of a job that they did. If you go on our Instagram page, you'll see the video of them singing. Great job with the health fair last week. Our own Lori Brody, who kind of put that together. We didn't get as many people as we anticipated, and we hope we can build upon it from there. A bunch of vendors, activities, food. I did come in second in the corn on the cob eating contest, but I still say I won.
It was close.
And there is an appeal in to the Commissioner of New York State to see if they can look at that. The person left some stuff on the end, and I finished all my corn on the cob. But Lori did a great job of putting that together, and it's a lot of work on the outside with that type of stuff. And then we have our State Senate Committee is coming in on Monday to visit our school district. By the way, just to let you know what that is senators and legislators from New York State. We're on an educational committee. I've heard some great things that are going on in our school district, and they're going to come here and visit and tour some of the stuff that we're doing here. So it's a great thing for our district. That Senator Mayer is also on the federal committee. She'll take what she sees here and learns and take that also to the federal side of things. So, you know, we're getting put on the map, I guess, for all the great things that we have here and we offer here. So that's Monday. They're coming in at 9:30, and we have that up. So go right ahead.
Excited to have you join us for the first ever What's New Canjo episode. Over the past few years, the district, with the aid of grants and the equipment reserve, has redesigned learning spaces for our students. This idea is to help transform instruction to more of a collaborative and project-based environment where students are the teachers and the teachers are more of the facilitators. We want to give more ownership to our students in their learning. This will improve critical thinking and problem-solving skills, as well as increase communication and teamwork. This means students get to learn by doing fun projects with their friends. These projects are all about solving real-world problems and being active learners. Students work together in teams using their critical thinking and problem-solving skills in subjects like math, science, and more. Our new desk and chairs can be moved around easily to create spaces where students can work together. It's like a big brainstorming session where they can plan and create amazing things together. We also have an awesome outdoor classroom now. It's a place where students can learn while enjoying fresh air, touching and exploring things in nature, and getting creative. We also made the high school cafeteria more of a cafe setting, but since it is only used 2 periods during the day, it is also used as a learning space to get students out of the classroom and into areas where they can explore and work together. There are also common areas in the science wing, in front of the library, and near the auditorium. So our new furniture and outdoor classroom make learning even more fun and exciting at Canajoharie Central School District. Thank you for joining me, and we look forward to seeing you again on What's New Canjo.
Nice job.
Yeah, she did a great job.
Send that out to the community each month. It's just something new, a couple minutes where people, it doesn't take too long to watch, and to let people know what's going on in our district. So I'm all set there. Now the policy committee. So I'll continue with that. I'm not doing the energy manager update. We have every so often, New York State School Boards Association comes out with an update of policies. We have a bunch of policies on our school website that deal from students, faculty, staff, community, policies that we have to follow and adhere to in our school district. And what happens is NYSBA, New York State School Board Association, comes out with updates or new policies. And what we used to have is eerie BOCES. We used to go through eerie BOCES. That's great, we had a good establishment of policies, but now with NYSBA, what we want to do is try to replace as many policies with NYSBA policies, because in the future, what will happen is, as they create updates, we'll have the new policies to go over. A lot of our policies haven't been updated in many, many years, so this allows us to kind of keep up with that. And here are some of the newer policies that we would be focusing on. So these are new, let me see. Let's open this up. A new policy is non-discrimination and equal opportunity. You can kind of read through that, and for the Board of Education, what we would do is give you this month to kind of read through them. And then next month, ask any questions or anything. And then the following month, if we don't do it next month, is vote on, just voting them in. Again, NYSBA is in the business of doing this. So if they make a recommendation for a policy, it obviously makes sense to go with the updated policy. Next new policy is down here. Is employee religious expression. This is something that came out of a court case earlier this year, and they created a new policy for that. It just gives the opportunity for employees, if they want to do prayer, if they have a certain religion, that they have the ability to express that in certain areas and times. The next policy is graduation ceremonies, where it seems kind of pretty evidently that we have graduation ceremonies. There's actually a policy that details all that, and it mostly details about students with disabilities to make sure we're covering everything for students with ceremonies. And again, these are all new, not something that we originally had. Next one is school ceremonies and observances. Again, a brand new policy. So those are the new policies. And then there are updated policies. So our first updated policy is alcohol and drug testing of drivers. Our last policy for this was in 2005, I think. So it's been quite a long time since that's been updated. And this will just replace the old policy, because obviously it's got everything new up to date with it. Next policy is for a replacement policy, is sexual harassment in the workplace. Policy was updated a couple of years ago, but this one is a lot more robust. And it deals with a lot of newer, updated scenarios and situations that have occurred over the last couple of years in society and in our country. So this just kind of updates everything and is very thorough. So pretty much we're replacing the old one, because the one we currently have is in this plus some. So it'll replace the current one that we have now. And again, it's been a couple of years, but there's been a lot of updates. Next policy is programs for students with disabilities, and that is 7620. So what will happen with this, it will override our current policy of 7620, and if you look down to like the 5th page, our old policy of 7620 was one small paragraph. The new policy details all of it, and it would also help us replace and abolish policy 7611, which is children with disabilities, because that material is in the new policy now. So we don't need to have policy 7611. It's already built in the form. And our last policy is 8350, which is student religious expression. Again, this came out of some legal cases that happened over the past year in the country. So they wanted to make sure everything was updated. And if you look at our last policy, it's only like a half a page long, where this is more in-depth and detailed. And again, just overrides what we currently have. So we'll take a look at those over the next month. Have any questions, let me know during the next month too. I can answer before we come to the board meeting even, and we can be ready to vote, or if we have to wait another month, we can after that. Any questions? The policy committee met and went over these as well. Okay.
Energy manager.
Oh, all right.
He's up.
I'm Francis D'Ambrosio. I'm the energy manager for the district. And tonight is a presentation of the third quarter energy manager report. What do I gotta do?
Just takes a minute.
Okay.
We took away like 8 slides. Too much.
Huh? Alright. So first, last month, we did a staff presentation to bring the staff up to speed and encourage participation in the whole energy aspect. I covered everything that I cover here at the quarterly reports, but it also included what the staff can do to help with this initiative. So first, it started off by letting the staff know and everyone else, including the students, that you can keep up to date with the Canajoharie Energy News, where what's going on here as far as energy is discussed. It enforced that the resources have a cost here at the district, and the slogan to turn off when you're off, and basically to be mindful about energy use here. There's continued operation and maintenance work being done to repair buildings and equipment, to make changes to scheduling, to keep comfort at the same level while keeping up with efficiency. You can see there's a few things. We've got lighting, leaks, equipment. So all this stuff is being addressed on a regular basis and it's continuing. Pretty big on the list is the solar Caesar study, which was put out to determine if we can do solar here at the bus garage property. The report for that is due on December 29th, so then we'll know for sure if it's possible for us. The good news is that the projects that were in queue before us are now pending withdrawal. This was anticipated by the construction agency who's taking care of the solar. So it's good, we're right on track. I did keep an eye on this queue list, and all of the large projects are pending withdrawal. The only thing that's being allowed to go in at this point is small residential or projects of our size. So it's under 1 megawatt, and we are at 499 kilowatts.
Should move up in line.
Yeah, so hopefully that will go. We'll find out then, we'll go from there. The ground source heat pump project that was supposed to take place at the elementary school is being revived as a new project, and to incorporate that, to make it a new project, we're including the East Hill Gym and the cafeteria. So we're taking the old information that we had, we're adding to it, and we're going to submit this as a new project. So this, just like the solar, we are following the correct path. The last time it fell through, as you know. So what this will do is allow us to pay for the study first and get that out of the way. This will remove that dollar amount from the overall project and therefore make that project a little more appealing for funding. The curriculum. So for the high school, last month we took engineering pathways, applied physics, and the tech club to the Fenner Renewable Energy Education Center, the free center. That's out towards Morrisville. They had a good time there. The major topic was careers and opportunities and pathways in this field. So there was quite a lengthy discussion. They have a classroom there where we all sat inside, and the person that actually runs this facility spoke about everything that was available there. So it was very good. The kids had a great time. We had lunch at the Fort, which is a restaurant out there, so it was very nice. Unfortunately, on this day was PSATs, and we got about half the people to go because the rest had to take PSATs. Later on in the day, PSATs were canceled, so a lot of the children were upset. However, at the end of this month, we are going to SUNY Morrisville. They have a hands-on renewable energy curriculum. So we'll be taking all of those that didn't get to go and the ones that did go to there and examine their whole program and go through all the curriculum that they have to offer and see what's going on there. Savings results. Right now, we are paying $5,800 less than we paid last year on our energy consumption. Keep in mind that the cost of energy has gone up, so we really are using about twice that amount less in energy. So here we have electricity consumption from this year is in the blue compared to last year in the red, both for electricity and natural gas. We are 50,000 kilowatts less of electricity than last year and 14,000 therms of natural gas less than last year. These are our performance results, and this basically shows how much energy we are using per square foot in all of the buildings. You can see we're doing better. The top row is last year, the bottom row is this year. We're doing better this year than we did last year, which is good. This is really indicative of efficiency. This means we're keeping the same comfort level, but using less energy to do that. So the high school is now eligible for Energy Star certification, and I am pursuing that. The East Hill is not eligible, but it has become apparent that that should be a goal. So that is one thing that I'll be striving for. The bus garage is in its own category, and there is no certification for the classification of that building. But I am working with Energy Star folks to try to figure out a category that that'll fit in so that we may possibly achieve certification. You have to be at least 75% of in the green there. So we were just barely there now, but we're in there now for sure to get the high school. So East Hill has a ways to go. The bus garage, it could be attainable in the near future. I'm trying to keep this short tonight. So before I move on to buses, any question about the previous topics? No? Okay, all right. So here's the next thing is the buses. We've just been awarded the funds to conduct a full fleet study of what this will entail for the district. So it's a $52,000 bill and it's zero cost to the district. So all we're waiting for at this point is a purchase order from NYSERDA. They'll send that out, and then once they send that out, everything's good to go. Currently, it's in their legal department just to make sure that the names are correct and the T's and I's are all taken care of. We will be focusing on infrastructure and charging improvements and holding off on buses. As Dr. Nick mentioned, the cost difference is incredible. Because we lease, we are in a very special circumstance. All of the funding that has come out there right now is for standard bus operations, which means districts that own their buses, drive them, turn them over at a certain rate, and they have a reserve set aside to buy a new bus. Because we lease, we don't have that volume of reserve to put in. So in order for us to get a new bus, we have to pay basically the cost of a regular bus and get subsidized for the difference of a electric bus. Here's there's a little bit of explanation for this. The 4 ways of obtaining a bus is traditional, which is where districts normally own the buses. Lease, which is what we do, where we don't own the bus, but we operate them, we take care of them, we maintain them. Turnkey, which is where we would get a third party to come in and do all of our infrastructure and charging work and procurement of all the funds. And then finally, transportation as a service, which would be that we could operate the vehicles, or we could contract that out, or we could just simply have a facility that would take care of electric buses, and then a contracting firm would come in and do our transportation for us, but we would have the ability to house that thing. So they wouldn't have to come from, let's say, another county, to come here. They could store their buses here and use that. The plus on this is that it's a positive bargaining chip for us because we would have the facility to get a lower price on that service, but it's really not a viable solution. The best thing for us is to stay at leasing. Unfortunately, buses are so new that there is no after or resale value on a bus. So we can't establish the residual value of what a bus would be worth at the end of the lease. So therefore they can't determine a lease price. There's no market to buy a used bus yet. So in time that may come. So we're gonna hold off on the buses. We're gonna focus on charging, being able to charge buses if they do come, be able to support a visiting district. If they come with an electric bus, they'll be able to charge at our facility. And also probably some public charging, because I have noticed that the electric vehicles in the parking lots are increasing in numbers. A little bit on the financial side of what's going on with the bus funding. Right now, the EPA is offering $345,000 for a bus, which is great, but A, they require scrapping of a bus. We lease our buses, we don't own them. B, it doesn't cover the full cost of a bus. It still leaves us up to $150,000 short, which we could just use to buy a regular bus. And then there's the New York State School Bus Incentive Program, which all of these are incremental, right? So they're looking at subsidizing the cost difference between a electric bus and a standard bus. Again, we lease, so we don't have that cost difference, doesn't apply to us. So none of these programs are going to benefit us unless we start owning buses. There are some tax credits that can help out, but those tax credits may be used for other projects like the solar project. So we wouldn't want to use these tax credits on one bus when we could use that tax credit on a solar project, which has a much larger ROI than one bus does for us. There is also the Make Ready program, which allows the utility to pay for 90% of charging and infrastructure upgrades. Unfortunately, it's a one-time use situation. So if we try to do one charger right now to try to get a move on this thing, we've spent that 90% on one charger. So we should hold off, keep that program in our back pocket. If we were to do 15 chargers, then we would activate that program and get our biggest kickback. At the very bottom, complication for all of this is that state aid on electric buses has now moved from 5 years to 12 years. So the difficulties with this, not only is the money coming back, it means you have to hold on to this bus for 12 years. We currently hold on to our buses for 5 years because we've determined that maintenance and repair costs and corrosion from salt, that's our best turnover time. That's our best dollar for value ratio on the bus. If we were to have to hang on to this bus for 12 years, we would be doing body work, we would be doing repairs. We have a battery warranty period of 8 years. That doesn't mean that the battery would die in 8 years, but what it does mean is that you've reduced the route distance that battery can go. So now you have to take that same bus at 8 years, and maybe it was on a long route, maybe it was going to Albany once a day if it could make it. Now that bus can only be a local bus because it just doesn't have the charge available to go ahead and do what it used to. So you would have to seriously consider either changing out the battery at a $100,000 cost or getting rid of the bus and starting all over again. All of this sounds great for people that do the traditional method. However, in the long run, if this funding doesn't continue, this program is unsustainable. So that is my recommendation on this, and I'm sure just about everyone agrees on this this initiative. So, any questions about buses or anything? That yeah, go ahead.
Just a quick question.
Yeah.
So if you put in the charging stations, what's going to happen to our electric bill?
So if nobody's using the charging station, that's no problem, right? It doesn't cost anything to have the equipment sit there. It doesn't consume energy just by sitting there.
Thinking of all the kids' cars.
Yeah, so if they do, so what would happen is you have basically a school-issued RFID card. The kid could sign up for that program. If they wanted to charge here at the school, any students, faculty, anybody, right? You would be issued that card and you would be billed. You could either make it work out through salaries or pay or direct pay or whatever, credit card, whatever, so you could set up a program where it wouldn't cost the district anything. I don't know if we would want to profit on it, but we certainly could offer that service.
What about the visitors and the visitor buses?
Same thing. If a visitor bus came, which is probably the most important issue, is that the coach would have one of these RFID cards and he would issue that card to the bus driver. So while they were charging up at the bus garage during an event or a game, we would know what school, we would send that school a bill, we would get reimbursed for that electrical charge, whatever that rate happened to be.
You also have fobs now too.
Yeah, so there's a definite solution. It wouldn't be a loser for us, right? So by doing infrastructure first, it's kind of the cart before the horse thing, but the buses are just up in the air, right? So if nothing else, at least a charger to allow visiting districts, if they did have an electric bus, to come and attend this facility and charge and be able to get back home. Anything else on buses?
A lot of unanswered questions.
Yeah, it's a big,
and we don't deal in could-be's or almost, as we know. We have to get kids to school. And we can't, like CDTA, take a bus run off. We can't call parents and say, okay, bus 14 and 18 is not coming today. So there's a lot of unanswered questions. And there's some school districts who just will never be able to make this work because of the distance in the area. So I don't know what those options will be, but.
I think we're one of them.
yes,
Correct.
we are one of them. So we go 50 miles to pick up students, right? So the bus range is 138. Okay, you have to leave 20% of your battery range in there. You can't completely drain the battery. That puts us right at 100 miles. So on a cold day, if you had to run the heaters, all of this stuff is electric, right? A lot of frequent stops, a lot of hills, and you're calling Roosevelt's to go get our bus and bring it back home, right? It's just not.
In our perfect world, we're looking to get one bus, one set of charger for no cost, to get at least looking at one to see what it looks like. And if we don't get that, we're gonna just wait until the process works itself out.
Right, if we could get one at no additional cost, at the most, being able to use the lease reserve for one bus that we would be replacing.
I wouldn't even wanna do that.
I know, then, we would get aid back on that one if we spent it.
Yep.
It would take us 12 years to do it.
Unanswered questions.
Yeah. But that would give us some experience with this situation, right? We would know what the bus can do. We could try it out on long routes. We could try it out on short routes. We could try it out in the winter. Our mechanics could learn. Our drivers could learn. We could certainly use it as an asset if this were coming in the future. But right now, there's not funding to get us a fully subsidized bus. We're going to have to pay at least $150,000 to get one. With the charger. However, we may be able to get charging equipment fully subsidized. So that's the route we're going for now, and we'll see how this pans out. Is that all? Yes? All right, thank you. Dr. Nick, anything else? No?
I'll be right now.
Was it 8?
You're over.
17?
4 now.
Better than an hour and a half.
17:12.
Are you
So, motion to approve the minutes from the October 12th meeting. Motion. Second. All in favor? Okay, motion to approve a consent agenda.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, treasurer's report.
Questions?
Bills? Any questions?
No.
Budget transfers? Questions there? Management response letter?
This is the letter back for the audit. The thing we do yearly.
Good with that? Yeah, okay. Extracurricular funds?
This is just, you remember every year we're kind of brought up on the audit to close accounts. And through COVID, we kind of kept some open because we didn't know programs were going to kind of reestablish. This is our athletic association that's been in there for a good 5 years now. So we're going to roll this over to student council, all back for students, bottom line. And we'll make sure that it goes to them and they can use it to their best abilities at this point. If we start the student athletic association again, then we'll start from scratch. But it's all going back to students.
Okay, good there? All right, Fund capital reserve.
This is the donation that we received, you remember?
Mhm.
And this turns into, we just got $8 million. That's pretty much what we got. Because 93% aid of all on capital projects. So for no money, we just got the district $8 million for capital building projects. It's mind-boggling to think about it. Go ahead.
School tax bill refunds.
Just 2 regular refunds. Come out every once in a while. Leah, got anything to say about it?
2023 budget calendar.
Just our calendar timeline of events coming up. Sent the budget stuff out today. Here we go. Seems like it never ends. But we'll go through our budget calendar as we usually do. Get our budgets back in January, start to present end of January, early February.
Agreement with Bassett Health.
This is our yearly agreement.
Agreement House of the Good Shepherd.
Same thing.
Good. Yep. Okay. Transfer agreement or alcohol.
Same thing.
Yep.
Yearly.
APP request 1.
1, 2, and 3, these are all bowling. And bowling takes a little bit longer, it's different like in basketball or wrestling, where the kids actually have to perform and see how they do first, and then recommend. You know, there could be very good 7th and 8th grade bowlers, for example. So this is what ended up happening with these 3.
APP request 2.
Same thing. All 3 of them are the bowling.
Okay. All right. Any questions?
No.
Motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Retirement.
You can do personnel by consent if you like.
Okay. Motion to approve a consent.
Consent.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Retirement.
Yep, this is a retirement by Bill Jones, effective December 30th. I know he's not here, but I just like to thank him for his service, as anybody else, years of service here, and wish him the best for his future.
Appoint cleaner.
This is the position to appoint the person who's going to take over his position. And he's currently working for us now in the temporary position that Fran had.
Yeah.
Accept resignation.
Just modified basketball, Justice is having a baby, so it's going to kind of get in the way a little bit.
Appoint coaches.
And these are the coaches that one will take over and one volunteer and one to also do modified swimming because we couldn't find a modified coach, so Kevin will be doing both.
Extend appointment.
This is what we talked about last time to extend and make sure we have it through January 5th.
And approve lifeguard.
And we got to approve this young lady.
All right. Motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. No old business. New business.
Just start thinking about presentation topics, and next month we'll bring them up. We'll do presentations February, March, and April. So think of some ideas, and we'll solidify them in December and get stuff out for us. Okay?
Is that here?
Yeah.
Okay. So motion to adjourn into executive session. Motion. Second.
Second.
Aye.
All in favor?
That's it.
You guys are pretty
Done.
Oh,
Boy. Quick.
So is it motion to leave exec?
We left.
We left, okay. So motion to adjourn? Okay. Okay.
And I